Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Woman killed, 3 injured in Red Hills Road drive-by shooting. 4 people were shot, 1 fatally, in a drive-by shooting on Red Hills Road in St. Andrew on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as Sharon Pinnock, a 40-year-old woman of a Red Hill Road address. The other individuals shot in the incident were a 34-year-old hairdresser, a 47-year-old man, and a 48-year-old man. The Corporate Communications Unit has confirmed that the incident occurred a few minutes before 9 p.m. on Tuesday. Body found in Manchester with gunshot wounds. Police are probing the murder of a man whose body was found on the Victoria Town Main Road in South Manchester on Saturday. Police named the deceased as 28-year-old Mark Grant, a resident of Palmer's Cross in Clarendon. A police report said about 3:45 p.m., Grant's body was observed clad in a white t-shirt and blue jeans pants. The police were alerted, and detectives observed that the body had what appeared to be gunshot wounds. Statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force show that up to June 20, Manchester recorded 19 murders since the start of this year, when compared to 12 for the corresponding period last year. Farmer shot dead in St. Thomas. A 26-year-old farmer was shot and killed by persons unknown on Tuesday in St. Thomas. The deceased has been identified as Kenneth Fields. Police report that the incident happened about 2:30 a.m. in Winchester in the Golden Grove district in the parish. The police also disclosed that while processing the scene, 4 live rounds were found in the murdered man's pocket. Seaview man charged with male lover's murder. A man who is accused of killing his male partner during a domestic dispute at their home in October last year has been arrested and charged. Charged with murder is 22-year-old Elimel Anderson, otherwise called Robin, of Phase 2 Seaview Gardens in Kingston. The deceased is 34-year-old Horace Marksman. According to the police, about 4 p.m., an argument developed between both men. The dispute escalated, and Anderson reportedly left and returned shortly after with a knife. It is alleged that he used the knife to stab Marksman in the chest. Marksman was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. Anderson was charged after a question and answer session on Tuesday, June 21. Entertainer charged with raping visitor after date. A 31-year-old entertainer has been charged with 2 counts of rape, forcible abduction, and indecent assault. In a release Wednesday, police said on Friday, March 11, 2022, Ocean Lovell went on a date with a woman visiting from the United States. At the end of the date, Lovell allegedly took the woman to his home in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, where he held her down in his motor car and raped her. He allegedly then took the woman from the car into his home, where he proceeded to rape her again. The woman reported the incident to the police, and Lovell was subsequently charged after a question and answer interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being arranged. Egg farmers urged to set up central marketing structure. Local egg farmers are being urged to unite and create a central marketing structure for their product in order to counter what is seen as a threat to the industry posed by constant hikes in the prices of feed. The proposal was made by Jamaica Egg Farmers Association acting president Mark Campbell at the association's annual general meeting held earlier this month in Ochara, St. Anne. I think we're at a major crossroad in the existence of the egg industry in Jamaica as we know it. You cannot have so many increases in the price of feed, 11 of them in the last several months, 7 of them in 2021, and in this year alone 4 of them. It is a situation that cannot continue, Campbell said. When you look at the cost of production, where feed represents 70% of what it costs to produce a dozen eggs, and you have faced 11 increases over a period of few months, you can't even go to your customers for them to pay more. Can you go to them 11 times in a short period to say that you're looking at adjustments in the price? It is almost a difficult and impossible situation, he argued. The price of feed, more than any other factor, is also wiping out major gains made in the egg industry, Campbell stated. Among those gains, he pointed out, is that Jamaica no longer imports eggs. A workable solution, he argued, is to have a central structure for marketing eggs produced by farmers across the island. That system works well in Canada, Campbell claimed. If Jamaica does not move to market eggs through a central market, we are going to be dead. I know what we want. I know that we love to drive out our communities with our little vans and boast when we go into the bars in the night how I supply such and such a place and it is my business. But in reality, we are fooling ourselves, said the veteran egg farmer. When 20 of us are going to the same supermarket man to sell him eggs, you don't think he's going to win that negotiation? It is the supermarket man. He is going to push one farmer against the other and the other against one until he gets a price that he is comfortable with. We have to do business in a structured and central way. We have proven that it can work. Here we believe it can't work. We just believe that we must be in the constant fight with one another. It does not have to be a fight. It can be a situation where we are all winners, he said. Competition among egg farmers for a profitable local market, Campbell argued, has contributed to forcing many of them out of business. You have seen how many egg farms all over Jamaica are shutting down. They come up, they create a disturbance in the market for a while, and then they fall by the wayside because they just cannot make the kinds of returns to make their business profitable, he stated. Campbell also used the opportunity to reiterate that Jamaica Egg Farmers Associations called for the government to remove General Consumption Tax (GCT) from eggs to facilitate higher consumption. It affects consumption because it adds 15% to the cost of the consumer. We, through the ministry, during the novel coronavirus pandemic, demonstrated that Jamaicans will buy more eggs if the GCT is not on it or if it gets the consumer cheaper by way of removing the GCT, he said. Even when you, the farmer, don't charge for GCT, the supermarket man puts it on, and so the customers pay it. It is a burden to the consumers, and every single agriculture minister who has sat in the chair has promised to deal with the matter, and we are still waiting, Campbell stated. Over 300 illegal firearms seized this year, says Chang. Since the start of the year, more than 376 illegal firearms and over 7,511 assorted pieces of ammunition have been seized by the Jamaica Constabulary Force (JCF). Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang made the revelation during the recent launch of the United Nations program to reduce small and lightweight weapons in the country. On Friday, June 17, Jamaica officially became one of 2 countries to benefit from a 12-month pilot program, which is being funded by the Saving Lives entity, fund operated by the UN. Speaking at the recent launch of the project in Montego Bay, St. James, Dr. Chang explained that the proliferation of illegal firearms, their parts, and ammunition has been a major contributing factor to an increase in murders across the island. The proliferation of firearms resulting in increased access to Jamaica is a direct catalyst of murders committed when mixed with the propensity of violence among community gang members and environments that engender poor dispute resolution, the minister explained. While expressing appreciation for the support, particularly in the communities of Norwood and Denham Town, the minister further explained that firearms such as handguns have been weapon of choice for major crimes in Jamaica, citing murders committed from January 1 to June 17, 2022. Statistics provided by the JCF indicated that over 680 murders have been committed since the start of the year. Chang noted that pistols and revolvers are the most frequently recovered firearms, as they preferred by criminals for flexibility, concealability, price, and access to ammunition. Last year, approximately 342 guns and over 4,934 pieces of assorted ammunition were seized. According to the minister, the issue of firearms proliferation can be separated into supply-side and demand-side issues. Consultations with the Contraband Enforcement Team of the Jamaica Customs Agency revealed that transnational factors significantly impact the demand and supply of firearms across the country. He added that Jamaica does not produce firearms locally, and as such, all firearms present in the country made their way through either official or unofficial points of entry. Firearms are smuggled through official ports of entry by breaking them down into parts among shipments, which are then more difficult for officials to detect. Additionally, the porous nature of the borders makes it difficult to police due to numerous unofficial points of entry, and the issue is further compounded by corruption, stated Dr. Chang. He further pointed out that while law enforcement has successfully tracked and apprehended illegal gun holders, some of whom are now convicted felons, has sparsity of convicts in comparison to the retrieval of illegal guns has prompted the government to revise its strategy in response to illicit gun trade. This, he said, is a contributing factor to an influx in gender-based violence, particularly femicide by firearms. We anticipate training and support from the UN for the development and adaptation of policies on addressing the use and possession of firearms in school setting to foster consolidation of an interinstitutional working group at the national level, said Chang, pointing to the importance of other initiatives that support ending violence against women and girls. The Security Minister also spoke of the gun for drugs trade in the region, stating that the trade extends to using gun as payment for food and other goods in Jamaica, Central America, and Haiti. This program, which is aligned to Jamaica's national development goals, serves to enhance Jamaica's legislative and institutional framework to regulate access to small arms, their parts, components, and ammunition. A bill to replace and repeal the Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act is currently before the Joint Selected Committee of Parliament. The new bill is targeted at ensuring greater prohibition, restriction, and regulation of firearms and ammunition, and for connected matters. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.